Hey everyone, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we look at episode 5 of Kiznaiver, titled, what you see on screen. Literally, Yahoo, it's a training camp. Let's step in deer poop and have pillow fights. Go. Let's just take that in for a second. Let that title breathe into your mind a little bit. No, but really, that's one thing I kind of like about Kiznaiver, having the, I want to say, weirdest, I think, context ever in a show. It seems like, I swear the show is, it's all over the place at times, and yet it's still very focused, which I have to admit is probably one of my favorite things about this show. So, realistically, this episode's pretty good. It actually has a lot to do with introducing us to several new Kavets of the show. One, we learned kind of who the girl was from last episode who made those two Kiznaivers that were the bullies of Agata. And we also see that pain for the Kiznaivers isn't the only thing that has to be physical. When Agata and Sonozaki, are talking in the hallway during the training camp, and they're talking just, kind of aloof about things, and he's asking her why she joined their little group and all that. At one point she reaches out to him and touches his face, and you think, oh, because maybe it's romantic or something like that. Well, it wasn't meant to be romantic. It was actually meant to be to stop a mosquito from, biting him, which apparently did bite him at one point. But one of the girls actually saw it, the girl Chidori, she who really likes Agata, saw it, and it brought her a lot of emotional pain. And what we saw on screen was the reaction where Kiznaivers actually feel pain. So clearly, she feels emotional pain and actually is connecting to the Kiznaivers. Now, also, Yuta and Maki, this scene was very interesting. Maki was with Yuta, who we learned is actually a weird kind of eater. He doesn't eat anything that's per se meats or anything like certain types of meats. It has to be certain ground beefs and certain eggs and stuff like that. And she actually cooks him a meal for him, and as they're together talking about one another, he says a very kind of lewd statement. And she then replies with a very lewd statement, almost in a kind of sexual tone that actually creeps him out a little bit because of the fact that she's very aggressive towards him. And we kind of see that there's something a little weird with Maki. I think more so in an earlier part where she heard voices talking to her, telling her to break, finally to break. You have to break. He kept saying it over and over again. We learned that Maki really has some issues going on in that head of hers. And we also see that someone was watching them. This is actually, well, it's not someone. It actually is the teachers from the school. We actually learn who they are per se. We learned that he's the teacher, that he's also one of the committee members, number 394, and she, who actually is working with the Kiznaivers also in the program, she is the school nurse, but she's also working in conjunction with them. So we learn that they are, there for a reason, clearly. Now, this ends up becoming a thing where the mission starts where it's called the test of bravery. And what then happens probably is creepier than what Mayoga threw out yesterday, which is ironic enough, where we have the, weird stuffed animal creatures that, they're not really stuffed animal creatures, but they're people dressed up in stuffed animal suits, and I consider them like creature-esque in this scene. They start attacking our group of Kiznaivers, and they are now on the run and trying to figure out, what are we going to do? We have to go, and they find out that they have to go find, I forgot her name already. Wow. I keep forgetting what that girl, Chidori. Dang, how can I keep forgetting her name? I swear to God, I keep forgetting her name. It's so weird. They had to find Chidori, who disappeared, so they go look for her. And that's when you see that, she's really expressing how she feels about, Agata, how she loves him, but more so she hated seeing him, being in pain because the bullies kept taking money from him, and, she just wants him to be happy. And you really feel for Chidori. You really want her to kind of succeed in the end of getting with Agata, I think. But I'm wondering that, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Sonozaki might be a big, crucial part to Agata's kind of change and going back to the way he was when he was a child, or at least younger. But overall, this was a great episode. We saw that, okay, so Kiznaivers are not only affected by physical pain, but emotional strength pain too as well. So that means that when one of them's feeling a certain way, they all feel it. And it was really kind of touching in that scene, in the scene of where you see all of them together talking about how, they realize that, well, excuse me, more so Agata realized that when he feels pain now, it's not just him. Now he lives for everyone else because now they feel what he feels. So he has to really step up his game and change his way of kind of looking at things. And I really appreciate this episode. I really think it was cool. It had some nice action sequences, which I didn't show very much of, but I want to tell you guys, I think you probably by now, if you're watching this review, you saw them. It had nice little couple action sequences here. The animation for Kiznaiver is still one of the best things for the show. I really love the animation. But overall, this show is still stepping up to be, for me, one of the best shows of the season, honestly. I really love this show. And I think that we can only go further from this episode further. Anyways, guys and girls, that's it for today's review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please, as always, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all later in the next review. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.